Derek Gardner, Bay Area vegan cyclist, back with you with a expanded list of my trailer contents for camping for two. So here we have a Mylar solar tent that can be placed over top of a traditional tent for added warmth. Also, I'm not going to unwrap every item individually and show you all, but there is a two-person tent in there, as well as the tent poles for a mosquito tent, which is used in the daytime for hanging out, and I'll show you guys that in just a few minutes. So let's get back on track here. Here we have two Climate Static 5. They're actually not self-inflating, but they're very easy to inflate. Last time I measured, they take about 17 breaths of air, depending on your lung volume now, guys. Now here we have a little contrast as far as price points go. So I was in a pinch to get my wife a suitable sleeping bag so she would be on board with this trip. So I got her this Slumberjack, available at Walmart. It's about $50. It's rated at 40 degrees. Now, if you guys look at this is my sleeping bag here, and this is a Marmot, not sure how you say it, but this one's a 55 degree, because I'm a little tougher than the wife, so I think I can handle little cooler conditions. But the size is dramatically different. Over here in our two stuff sacks, in the blue one here, we have anything that you could want as far as warm gloves, sleeves, bandanas, headbands. Once again, I don't need to take this out to show you guys everything that's in here, but there are gaiters and gloves and pretty much anything you could need for mild, cool autumn temperatures. And then in this waterproof stuff sack here, this is a 40 liter stuff sack. And as you can see, I'm only using about maybe 10 to 15 liters of it. This is our comfort and warm clothing, which once again, I don't need to take it out to show you guys this. But I can tell you it's a very comprehensive list for two people, my wife and myself. So everything from sleepwear to underwear, which obviously you're not going to wear when you're wearing your bike kit, right? So socks, wool socks, swimming gear, pretty much anything that you could need for when you're off the bike and you just want to be comfortable, okay? So now we're going to move on to the bike trailer. I'm using a Bob Beast of Burden. I'm old school, so I don't have a shock, and I took my fender off for additional lightweightness. On the back here, as you guys can see, I have these water bottles. I found them at the most evil store in the world, Walmart. They're about $10 each, but the cool thing about them is they actually light up, and if they're full of water, they glow pretty brightly. As you see, they're multicolored, and that's a good option. Also, it's nice to have a little extra water capacity on the back of the Bob, as it's pre-drilled for traditional bicycle water bottle cages. Here I have a little bit of African engineering. I've placed a red flashing light on my flagpole, which I have the old school traditional bob flag still intact. It's about 15 years old probably. Moving on, we have our cookware. Now, some people go all out and spend the most money that they can and get titanium and the most expensive. And anyway, aside from this portion, what you see here, which we'll go back to that other portion in just a moment. What you see here was about $22. That included those 2 blue plates and the 2 blue cups. And this is just 1-layer stainless steel, but if you use it correctly, it'll last. You know, it's not like you're gonna live your whole life using this stuff. The big lid has a strainer for spaghetti or anything else you may need to strain. We'll put the lids off to the side for a moment. Inside here, there are 3 pans. Don't quote me on the cordage because I don't know, but they look suitable to cook a good-sized meal. Definitely suitable to cook for 2. You'll notice the little paper towels in here are used to suppress noise while riding. Okay, so we'll put the lids back here. Now also, you know, it's a good thing to have pre-cooked food for when you're riding. So that's what this little guy's for. That's just a little stainless steel lunch kit. And it's sealable. It has a stainless steel lid, which I'm currently using to show you my first aid kit, which includes alcohol pads, NextCare waterproof bandages, got some Blistexes, different antibiotics and antiseptic wipe. Also, we have water treatment tablets here. These are just basic Coleman, you know, El Cheapos from Walmart. Once again, the most hated store. Here we've got a little Primus cook stove. Attaches to your isopro fuel. I've seen some videos, there's debate whether the isopro is as hot as propane or not. Anyway, we don't need to debate that right now, but apparently propane is hotter in certain instances. Okay, moving on, we've got obviously a bicycle headlight, which is just a Ion 35 Bontrager. Once again, sort of an El Cheapo, just uses standard AAA batteries, easily replaceable. Guys, when you're out on the road, you don't really want to have to deal with charging a bunch of USB-powered items because it takes a long time, and you might just want to pop some batteries in there and get moving again, right? Okay, now we've got a magnesium flame starter here with a little bit of a hacksaw blade included. Now I've also got these little clips here which are interesting. You can use them with an old bicycle tube or string or pretty much anything you got laying around and make yourself a cord should you need one. Also, here we've got some waterproof matches with a striker on the bottom, although there are strike anywhere matches inside. Moving on, we've got a Duracell light, which is extremely bright for nighttime setup and once you're safe and sound in your tent. And then here we've got some cheap IKEA CR2032 batteries for different sensors and such like that the bikes use. Also, it's a good idea to keep instructions on stuff you don't know how to use fully. And it's a piece of paper, so it's just the instructions for the Coleman water purification tablets here. Okay, here we've got some other batteries. Don't use AA's that much, so I just taped a couple to the front of the package. And here I've got enough for a refill for my bike as well as my wife's on our headlights that I just showed you, those Bontrager 35s. Okay, here we've got a vintage Google Project Fi rechargeable battery. It's got two outputs, and I believe it holds 5,500 milliamps, if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty good size power pack. Okay, you don't want to be without an air pump, guys. This is a trusty little pump. I believe I got this at Performance Bicycle years ago before they went out of business. Quite trusty, handy little pump. When you're on a solo ride, it fits in your jersey quite handily. Okay, also we've got a little lantern, and the bottom part of it flashes red under emergency situations or whatnot. Kind of a cool little feature. The little hanger part made a lot of noise, so I just went ahead and ripped that off of there because you don't really need that too much anyway. Okay, here I've got a vintage speaker, which is just a basic amplified speaker that plugs into an auxiliary. So inside here we've got a couple of wires. I can hook my Google Pixel 4 up with that adapter. Also, I've got a wire so my wife could plug her phone in should she desire, and my iPod here charged up. And once again, I don't need to take that out to really show you. It's an iPod Classic. Moving on to kitchenwares. Okay, so you want to be able to eat nicely when you're on the road, especially when you've got your wife with you. So, got some flavorings here, some El Tapatios. Got some salt and pepper. I've had this GSI Mountaineering salt and pepper shaker for at least 10 years. Been with me in the mountains and such. Lasted a good long time. Found these little, I don't even know, quarter milliliter bottles of olive oil. Gotta have that when you're out and about. Trusty bottle opener. Bottle opener / beer can opener and whatever else you may need. For twist offs also. And you get to take your little kangaroo buddy on a ride with you. Also got some Nun energy tablets for hydration. Now, guys, I don't pollute my water bottles with these tablets. What I do is I'll break a little piece of the tablet off and I'll put it in my mouth and I'll suck on it and drink water at the same time. It's quite an interesting feel. I wouldn't recommend a whole tablet as I tried the first time because it's a lot of carbonation in your mouth quite quickly, but these work pretty good. I also like the Pedialyte packets, but I'm fresh out of those today. I also have a multi-spice wheel here for the wife. She likes good quality tasting food. As you see, it's got salt, paprika, curry, cayenne, garlic, salt, black pepper, and back to salt again. Got a trusty, let's see here. Now we're on to our kitchen utensil wares. Now this is a cute little kit that I found at Walmart. It's got a little tiny spatula. It's got a little tiny like ladle and a stirring spoon, as well as some cute little tongs rather, and everything nests inside of itself. I kind of like that. Don't make any noise. Okay, then you've got a what is this? This is a Kershaw, just a L standard type of Kershaw blade. I've used this for camping, cooking, slicing vegetables. As I'm vegan, so no animals have ever been harmed with this blade. Here we've got a couple of Yuko fork, spork, and knife sets, which are kind of cool. And a couple of cups that came with the pans I showed you guys. Here we've got some lids for the cups in case you want to use it as a coffee cup or maybe for your broth from ramen. Okay, now moving on. Here we've got a flask with Japanese whiskey inside, full, of course. Once again, got to keep that wife happy. And moving along, now we've got some other niceties here. We've got just a basic Rayovac LED flashlight with trusty new batteries. Got a little aqua pipe, which is a portable bong that if you indulge in the Mary Jane, this is a great thing. Once you close this tube here, it will not leak. Should you decide to keep water in it. However, I always empty the water and clean it, and sometimes I'll use a screen to prevent debris from falling inside. Okay, now for the wife, toilet paper. Obviously, she needs that probably more than I do. Also inside is a good place to stash little things. So inside of there is a couple of eye wipes. Here we've got some Dr. Bronner's soap, which I just filled from my larger bottle. I believe this is a blend of the baby scent and peppermint, which is quite an intriguing scent. But you can use this literally for everything from bathing to dishes. Very, very great, versatile product. Okay, now in here we've got some Purell hand sanitizer, which apparently is as valuable as gold these days under coronavirus. Here we've got just a couple of basic light glow sticks that you can use in the tent. And I also figured, should I do any riding at night with the trailer, I can put them on the straps of the waterproof bag. Here we got a couple of toothbrushes with really cool silicone covers that I found at a camping store. Here we've got just an extra carabiner, should it be needed for any reason. Here another hand sanitizer. This one is actually a, looks like it's a Walgreens basic hand sanitizer. Anyway, got a comb for the wife. One end is coarse and one end is finer. Normally she goes a little bit more all out. Here we've got some Hello toothpaste tablets, these are really cool. There's 60 in there, and I put a paper towel inside to prevent noise. I hate noise when I'm riding my bike. Here, once again from the camping store, I found these dude wipes, just a little tiny 18 pack, highly portable, super lightweight. Definitely a great thing to have. Now, that's right, I've even got the kitchen sink, guys. It's portable, it's collapsible, and when I have the trailer loaded, it literally just sits right on top. And what I do then is I use my water bottle, which I've had this water container for many, many years. This is a MSR dromedary bag. I believe it's 3 liters. I'll put it down on the floor so you guys can see it better. But as you see, it's got eyelets and a rope that runs through it. So you can use this to tie over top of the kitchen sink as such. And when the bag is all closed, the sink rides on top. This goes over top of the sink. And I use these little homemade bungee cords that I used. Once again, those clips I showed you guys a few minutes ago. And this is an old bicycle tube that I just cut into strips and made a couple of different bungee cords out of. You know, why throw things away if you can reuse them? Okay, now moving on. Got a Timbuktu phone bag for my Google Pixel 4 XL, which is almost too large to really want to take biking, but it's my phone, so. Anyway, now got a couple of really cool microfiber bath towels, which I figured these can be used for just about anything should the need arise. Got one for myself, one for my wife. And in this bag, this is just a stuff sack now, guys. You can get these anywhere from Walmart, Target. You can get them at REI. And they're very, very good to have. Inside of this one is a mosquito tent, as I mentioned earlier. It's large enough for 2 people to hang out in during the daytime. We're going camping at Hatfield State Park, which is right near a river. So there will be mosquitoes on duty. And I am not the largest bug lover. Okay, now in this stizzy sack, which we got from a club, just as some swag, in there is our kit for riding. Everything that you could need, shorts, jerseys, socks, I believe our gloves are in there, and you can also use that bag for dirty clothing at the end of the day. And so that about concludes the tour here, guys, of all of our gear for 2 to be able to fairly comfortably camp. Oh, I did not show you guys my food. I also use a stuff sack, which once again is airtight and watertight. And so I'm vegan, so some of the stuff in here is kind of cool because it doesn't require a lot of preparation. So I've got some pre-made rices in the bottom. They're like Uncle Ben's, or I guess you gotta call them Ben now. Got some top ramens. I love those. The soy sauce flavor is vegan. Got some rices that you have to make. These are a yellow, like saffron type of rice. And then got about 4 cans of beans for good protein while cycling. And so, yeah. Also, in the bottom of the trailer here, I've got I think it's a 7 by 10 foot tarp, which I like to set the tent on top of, so that there's a little bit more durability in my floor for our air mattresses to not get flats. Anyway, this is Derek Gardner, Bay Area vegan cyclist, and I really thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and feel free to drop a comment. Tell me what you liked and didn't like, what you thought I should have added to my bag or deleted. Anyway, thanks for watching, and remember to share.